Hi everyone. Today I am going to be back on this page from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford. Now I'm going to be doing this chair today. Now the reason for that is because I've actually been requested by someone if I could have a go at it, so that's fine, that's what I'm doing. Now I'm going to be using my little teeny tiny brown, so that could be quite amusing for you, and my plan is to do the chair in a wood and then do the seat part in a different colour. What I'm going to do is make the wood of the chair the same as the desk. I'm not going to do all of that in the video, it's going to be too much. And the seat cushion the same as the top of the desk, because I'm thinking the top of that desk could be covered in a leather, like my desk is actually. Look, it's really, mine's really, really damaged, but anyway, that's it just needs some replacing. So I thought, I haven't quite decided yet whether to do a green or a blue or a red, but I will think about that as we go. And the chair I'm going to do all in wood sort of effect. I'm going to start with a light brown and then work my way to darker. So I'm going to start with this pencil here. I can't show you the name. This is Bsitre. It's getting really small. I do have a smaller one. One of my pencils is smaller. Maybe he'll make an appearance later. We'll see. So I'm going to just do a layer of the Bsitre all over. Now I realise we've got all sorts of little details here, and that's fine. I'm not going to ignore them all the way through, but I'm just going to start by doing a layer of this Bsitre. I'm not pressing particularly hard. I would say a medium pressure and going over a little bit just so that there's enough colour to see. I realise I'm not very zoomed in, but because I'm going to cover the whole chair at the moment, I think it's easier for me to be zoomed out so you can just see what I'm doing across it. I may forget to keep moving my book. Also a little bit limited with space on my desk with three layers of Polychromos pencils, which of course I should have said is what I'm using. That bit there is the chair cushion all part, isn't it? There's a gap. I get saying that should be a gap, not brown. Sorry. So that is a, I think that's a gap that we're looking through. You can see the chair cushion. That's my handy Tombow mono eraser. Always have that on hand. Even when I'm filming in a different room, that's a must. I've actually got one on my wish list for me to use upstairs when I'm in my bedroom colouring, because I use it so often. I can hear someone coming downstairs. They're going to come and disturb me maybe. We'll see. Anyway, we'll carry on colouring and see what happens. Might be on their way right down to the bottom of the house. I don't know. Yeah, my husband's working from home today. He seems to be wandering around. I did warn him I was filming, and I also shut the door. We never shut the doors in our houses except at night. And in our house, I should say. Houses, sounds like we've got a million. It's just the one. We never shut the doors. It's not very friendly, really. And I don't like, some people I know, they save money, they shut one room up and they stay in that room and they put the heating on and keep nice and warm just in that room. For me, the thing I've always disliked is leaving a room and walking into a really cold hallway where the heat hasn't reached that part of the room. So I like it to be, you know, warm through the house. I leave the doors open. Right, that's our basic chair. I am now going to zoom in a little. I can't push my book up too much, but let's go in. Oh, my zoom is actually in focus. It's a little bit tricky. It's sort of, when I let go, the page comes too close to the camera and it goes out of focus. And when I push down on the page, it's okay. I'm just going to try and bring it in. Perhaps that's why I had it at that anyway. Okay. What I'm going to do now is choose a darker brown colour to do some shadows and bits and pieces. But I'm not going to go for my darkest yet. So I'm going to grab this one. Now I've got no idea what this is. Here he is. I'm just going to look on my list so I can work out what he is. I think, let me see. I think this is the Van Dyck Brown. Pretty sure. It's basically just a darker brown. You might not even be using this set. And what I'm thinking about is where are shadows to start with. So under this part where we move from the back to the leg, I think we have a little bit of shadow there, and a little bit on the other side, of course, and in here as well, and there. So bringing that dark in to give that just a little bit of interest, bit of shine, and under here. Now here, look, we've got a bit sticking out, so that would create a shadow. Do you see? And this little circle would be a shadow under that, because I think that would be sticking out. And same here. Now also with these legs, they're looking very square, flat I should say. I think they would be round. So I think if we just do a little bit on the each side, they're quite thin legs, so can't do too much or else we'll be doing the whole leg, and on these bits, and hopefully it just makes it look slightly more rounded, just a little bit. And we do the same with this leg, so underneath here we do this one at the same time, so under there, and then underneath the bottom part here and here. Now here we've got the circles are actually like sort of kite shaped. We'll go under them like this, and we'll do the circly bits on here, and under here, and here. Okay, now we want to do the same on the edges of these, so just a little bit, a little touch on each side, hopefully just give it a little bit of roundedness. It darkens it up a bit too, so finishes it off better. Now what you can do is start to think at this point, do you want a really dark chair? You could then go in with a darker colour and add some more layers. Sorry, I need to wipe my nose. Sorry, my children have had colds, but I don't think I'm really catching it. I think it's just the weather. Anyway, sorry about that. So now I'm going to look at this bit here, and I'm thinking let's make that top bit look like it's sticking out. So put a bit of shadow under it, like this, and it just then looks like that, but it's just a little bit out from the rest. Now on the back of the chair we've got all these bits, and I'm thinking we'll do the same with these, and that we'll make them look like they're standing out a little bit from the rest. I'm just adding a little bit of shadow. It's really quite simple. I'm not thinking about light direction really. I'm just thinking that most things would have their shadow at the bottom. You know, I'm not doing anything too clever because I'm not really researched loads about shade and shadow, but I just want to make it look like it's a bit more three-dimensional, and that those items are standing out a little bit, and I hope you can see that even though I'm not really zoomed in. Hopefully you can see. Now with the whole of this back part, it still looks very flat, and it could be flat, we don't know, but I'm inclined to put a little darker bit around all the edge like we did with the legs. It'll sort of match in with the legs then as well, but it will hopefully just make it look a little less flat, because at the moment it looks like a piece of flat balsa wood, and I don't think that is what it would look like. So I'm just going around every bit, including these parts, and I'm now starting to think about the seat of the chair and what colour, because I haven't done lots of this room yet. I've done the clock. Up here we've got a bit of green. There you go, look, so I could do it green. We've got some red on our feather here, so we could do that. Blue would be different. Blue is going to be the colour of the wall, which I haven't done yet, but I have decided on, so I need to be a bit careful with overdoing the blue elsewhere. Obviously we want some blue, or else it's going to look a bit weird, but we don't want too much, or else it will just look very blue. So trying to think about what might work. trying to look at my camera. I haven't got my camera on the right setting. I can press a button, which I won't do in the middle of recording, and it will show me how much of the how much recording time I've got left. And I can't see that at the moment. It makes me get a bit paranoid that I'm going to go over time. I think last time I checked it was okay, but I forgot to delete off the videos I've made previously, so it's going to get quite full. The last thing I'm going to deal with is this little bit around the very top of the chair by the seat, and just put a little bit of shade or darker colour on the edges of that, like that. Okay, now the seat. I have to make up my mind, don't I? There's no escape now. Red. I'm going to go for this red. It's quite a short red, so it will fit in and join the party of the little pencils. This is called dark red. Okay, I think it's one of the two darkest reds in the Polychromos set, and I'm going to just put a light layer to start with because I'm sort of having a think about how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to try and get a fairly even but light layer across the seat of the chair. I want it to stand out as red. I don't want it to look too sort of brownish, which if I do it too light, it might just blend in with the brown. So I think I'm going to put another layer on top of that. I've got a book under here that I'm leaning on, by the way, just to tell you, because this page is very near the front of the book. There isn't much to lean on. So what I do is if I'm near the front or the back, I put another book underneath. It's not a Johanna Basford book that I've got under here. It's actually my Rita Berman book. Is under because it's quite small. I didn't want a huge book because I haven't got much room on my desk, as I said, with all the pencils. I want to try and make it look like each bit is the same colour, and that one looks a bit darker. Just going to go over that bit. Now I'm thinking about where is it going to be darker. I'm thinking maybe all around the edge here might be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go around there, maybe the whole of that, not sure, like that. Let me have a look in the camera. I could do a little bit more there. Now if you want it really dark, you can use a different colour. So this is my darkest red, so as much as I press and layer up, it's not going to get much darker than that. If you want it really dark, you can use a black or brown to really push some, but I think that's okay as it is. Now, there's a bit of texture in this still, and I think that's fine. As you can see by the state of my desk, leather does have a texture, so I'm going to leave it like that. And as I say, with this desk, I'm going to do the same thing. So this whole piece here, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see. So you see, whoops, dropped my pencil. You see on the desk here, there is a line. Oh, sorry, there's a line here. So I'm going to colour inside that line. I shall extend it up. I'll probably use a ruler because I'm not very good at getting a straight line. And there's a little loop there. And as I say, I'll carry it on and just make sure, actually that side it's all there. And just colour this area all in red. And then this very outside piece. And then all the rest of it will be done in the same way as this. So with a layer of that light brown, which was the Bsitre. And then the Van Dyck brown to do some shadow and shade. Now it is quite a pale chair, and I am looking at it thinking, do I want to darken that a little bit? But I don't think I do. I'm thinking we've got this desk, and on the other page we've got the sort of dresser and the bookcase, and I want them all to be the same wood as if they were matching pieces of furniture. If I go in really dark, they're really going to jump out, and actually I don't think I want the furniture to jump out as much as the items on it, so I am just going to leave it like that. So that is me done. That's my chair. I hope that was useful and that you enjoyed it. We didn't use a whole load of colours. As I got my Polychromos spread out on my desk, I should probably do something else from this page in a minute. So there'll be another video coming out soon. I have had other requests from this page, so I will be working through them. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy colouring.